At this time, and I apologize because I noticed we have some students that have been here for the Dream Act resolution, which is at the very end of the agenda. I should have done this much earlier. I'm going to move that item up to right now so that they can get to that item, and I'm sure they want to get home. So I am going to go ahead and move up item 2007.11.004, consideration of adoption of resolution supporting the Dream Act. And fellow board members, this is another agenda item that I requested to be on the board, on the agenda today. And I believe copies of the resolution were distributed. Essentially what this resolution does is urge Congress to pass the Dream Act. And if it passes, Dr. Chopra would send copies of this resolution to all of the members of the Arizona congressional delegation. And I think that this is a very important issue for our board to address. The concern has been raised recently whether or not this is an appropriate item for our school board to be addressing, and whether or not it is singling out a particular group of students. I disagree with those concerns. I think it is so important for our district to be making a strong statement that we support all of our students in this district, that all of them deserve the opportunity to get an education. And I think that passage of the Dream Act would do more to motivate students in our district than just about anything I can think of. When you have a student that doesn't have the opportunity to go to college, that doesn't have an opportunity to get a job after high school, then what incentive is there to stay in high school? I think if we have passage of the Dream Act, it would do so much for our students. And I think the concern that it singles out a certain group of students, or that it would put undue attention on our district and on a very controversial issue. I think that is our role as a governing board, is to stand behind all of our students and say that we think that every single one of them deserves an education. And it helps all of the students in this district, because if we can encourage all students to succeed, then that helps all of our students, whether they're citizens or not. So I would really hope that our board would support this issue. We have a number of people that have signed up to speak, so let me start by asking if there's any questions or comments from board members, and then we'll call them up.
I do have a comment, but I'll wait till we move the application.
Okay. Our first speaker is yes, I'm sorry. Yes. I believe first we need to make a motion to approve this agenda item. So is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded, and we will now have discussion on the item. The first speaker is Cynthia Botello. Cynthia is still here?
Hi, good evening. I'm Cynthia Botello, and I'm a senior at Carhagen High School. And I personally came down here to thank all of you for supporting the Dream Act. I'm going on to college, and I have friends who are currently attending college, and your support on this resolution is certainly making a difference, and I wanted to thank you.
Thank you. The next person is Alan Cameron. Dr. Cameron, over here.
That was my wife. President Lujan, didn't that sound good? The board and staff, thank you for having us here tonight. I'm here to speak to congratulate you on taking a stand on the Dream Act. And I know from personal experience, many people will congratulate you, but you'll get a few really odd emails. We are here from Carl Hayden. I'm a teacher at Carl Hayden until I retired last year, but I'm now an unpaid teacher at Carl Hayden. I am also in the robotics club, and for the new members, we do terrestrial robots out of 2,000 schools in the United States. We've been in the top 3 for the last 2 years. But more importantly, as an extra challenge, we found out that there was a university-level underwater robotics competition 3 years ago. We went there, and we were #1 in the university division, beating MIT and a bunch of others. There was a lot of press over that. We went back 2 years ago, and we came in 3rd, but we still beat MIT. Last year, we went back, and we came in 2nd, and we beat you-know-who. The only school that beat us was a university in Canada, so we're still the #1 university in the United States. And we're looking forward to show what Phoenix can do in an oceanography competition. But it brings me to that point because they moved the competition to Canada. And many of our students at Carl Hayden are undocumented. And we chose, unless all of our kids could go, we aren't going. And so we will not be competing in that competition this year. The Dream Act would make a tremendous difference. I know most of you know that if students can excel on all 3 subjects of the Ames test, they can basically get a tuition waiver at the state universities, unless you're undocumented. We have students that were talking about boycotting the Ames test, and I'm sure that would have financial repercussions to our district. But this statement shows, at least the people in this room or behind them, that we don't have a first class and a second class citizen. We have students. And the students, we've been rewarding by their merit and their effort, and that's the way it should be. And I thank you for taking this stand. It really is important. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cameron. If I might just say that Dr. Cameron and Mr. Lejvardi, who's also here, the two teachers for the Carl Hayden Robotics Club, are 2 of the most enthusiastic, dedicated teachers that I have ever met. We have many, all of you are all dedicated, professional, great teachers. They have come down to the legislature with me a couple of times, and they're currently working on some legislation to get additional funding for science and math. The governor mentioned their program in her State of the State speech on Monday. They are an example of a really proven program, and I really appreciate all that you do for our district. Thank you. Next speaker is Marina Acosta. Marina, are you here?
Hello, my name is Brenda. I'm a senior at Carl Hayden High School this year. And as you may know, it's time for, filling in applications for all sorts of universities and scholarships. Well, I came across a couple of students, well, not a couple, actually a lot, who were thinking, well, why struggle through this senior year or whatever year they're in if after Proposition 300 comes into effect, we won't be able to go on to college if we can't pay for it. So I really think that you guys supporting the Dream Act will totally motivate all of us, and it will totally make a difference. So I really appreciate your hard work and or your support, I'm sorry. And thank you very, very much, and congratulations to the newly elected members.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Angelica Hernandez. Angelica?
Take it out.
My name is Angelica from Carl Hayden, and I'm a senior this year too. And I just wanted to say that this resolution is very important to a lot of the students in high school right now. And due to the enactment of Proposition 300, a lot of the students are facing problems with going to college, and pursuing their educational goals. And I really appreciate that you all are supporting all the students, and it will really motivate them and encourage them to continue their education and follow their dreams. So thank you.
Thank you so much to all the students who took time to come down here tonight. I really appreciate that, and it's I think, very important for the people here to hear from you.